We are in Santa Maria della Grazia in Milan looking at Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper, and we are in the room where the monks would eat their refectory, and so several times a day the monks would come in there and eat silently, and be able to look up at Leonardo's Last Supper. We can also see Leonardo da Vinci who was thinking about mathematics, science, integration of all these things. The painting is in terrible condition in part because Leonardo experimented with a combination of oil paint and tempera, in an environment where fresco would have traditionally been used. Wherefore the painting began to deteriorate soon after it was complete. Unlike a traditional fresco which is painted on wet plaster, Leonardo painted on dry plaster, and the paint never really adhered to the wall, but luckily for us the Last Supper has been conserved. The apostles could just as easily be understood as reacting to Christ's word. One of you will betray me. Leonardo tells us several moments in that story, and at the same time gives us a sense of the divine, eternal importance of this story. We would never mistake this for 13 people having dinner. We know this is the Last Supper. We know that this is an important moment without any of the obvious symbol of divine that we would have in the early Renaissance, like a halo. But what we sense here more than anything is the divinity of the Christ is here at the center has come. The way that all of those perspective lines are bringing us toward Him. The figures themselves are monumental in these places and too crowded for the table, creating a kind of energy, a kind of chaos that surrounds the perfection. The solemnity, the geometry of Christ. The Christ has form on triangular form. His head is in center of the circle. The window that frame his head read as hollow. There's that calm center, and then human beings with all of their faults and fears and worries around the divine center. And so in some way this is a perfect representation of high Renaissance. It's finding a way of creating a sense of the eternal, a sense of perfect, but within the chaos that is a human experience, uniting the earthly and the divine.